And if any of you are really savvy on what these parts are and what it looks like, this will be enough for you guys to know what brand car this is, most likely, maybe even what year, make, and model it is. You can see the front suspension geometry. Any of you guys out there that are not Chevy or Mopar guys will recognize this immediately. Hey guys, it's March 7th. It's a Friday here in the shop. Things are winding down. I figured I'd just do a short, quick update and show you kind of what we've been working on throughout the week. Some of the projects we got going on. Let's flip the camera and take a look at some of these badass rides. So here you can see the 68 Charger that we had the Hellcat in is pretty much prepped for paint. Adrian went ahead and put some door latches in. We're waiting for some striker adjustment plates so that when it goes to body and paint, they can line up the doors. We got the column in, the brake pedal in, a nice column bearing. So this is a aftermarket Flaming River tilt column. All the front sheet metals on, including the hood, and a very cool set of Ring Brothers hinges. And you can see we did a lot of smoothing in the engine bay. So that's a firewall template that we cut out. Junior cut it to fit. And when it goes to body and paint, we'll have them welded in and smooth everything. But we filled a ton of holes in the engine bay just to get everything nice and smooth so that when this thing gets painted, there's not a lot of extra holes. These cars come with mounting holes for all kinds of different things that we're not going to use. We're going to smooth everything out. So this thing is ready to go to SV body and paint. We got pretty much all the hinges, latches, those kinds of things dialed in. And they'll do the final fitment on bodywork. And get this thing in a laser straight black, which is what we're going with. So last time you saw it, we had the Hellcat in it. That's sitting over on a stand there now, tucked away. So when we get it back, we'll drop the engine in for the final time, or probably not drop it in. We'll probably go up from the bottom. That's kind of how Mopar intended it to be with the K-member. And then we got the 67 Chevelle. So we've been plugging away. I've been doing a lot of pre-routing of wiring. So this is the whole headlight harness that I'm going to start sorting out. But I want to route it up in the inner fenders. So once we get the sheet metal back on it, we'll finish routing all that. The wiper stuff, that's pretty much the only stuff in the engine bay we're using from the engine side of the wiring harness. There's a couple wires for a starter I'm going to run over to the other side. And then I started laying out the Phytech harness. So what you can see is that we have a lot of plugs already plugged in, but there's some stuff that's a little too long that I'm going to go through and shorten and tidy up. And then on the inside, more of the same. We've been doing a little bit of dynamatting here and there to try and make this thing really sound insulated. We have a removable trans tunnel that's all dynamated now. We got the column mocked up, so I'm starting to figure out the column spacing. I'm going to get the dash back in so we can finalize some of that as far as column spacing. Vintage air AC boxes in, starting to route all the American Auto Wire harness, and then I'm going to make a bracket to mount some of the harness stuff for the Phytech. And I'll probably shorten all this up so that it sits right there behind the dash, tucks up real nice. We have Dakota digital gauges going in here, so there's a controller box for that I'm going to mount. And just more Dynamat going in, so we're doing a Dyna liner on the headliner, and then we Dynamated like inside the quarter panels. We did a little bit on the wheel wells, and we'll probably just do everywhere we can so that this car feels and rides really solid. And that's about it. We made some interior decisions last week. We're going to start ordering seats. We ordered leather for this thing. It's going to be a really cool brown. Junior got this dash finished up, so it's a smooth dash now, and we'll wrap that in leather. So we're just going to keep plugging along. Over here we have the Camaro we know as El Chingon back, and we're doing a bunch of interior cleanup stuff. When this car came to us, it had like a cut pile carpet that was fraying in a lot of places. It just wasn't that nice looking, and it also had big door bar brackets coming here for removable door bars in the cage that were not even included with the car, and because it's a street car, we're not going to run the door bars. So Junior and Adrian went ahead and cut those out. There was big holes in the carpet, and then they cut out the door bar brackets that were here on the cage, smoothed everything, painted them, and then they installed a full new carpet. So this is a nice like hook and loop carpet that was molded. And then they went ahead and finished off the whole back seat area in the same type of carpet. So they made like all these, they bought bulk carpet and just matched it to the front and made all these custom panels in the back, glued them all in. Because this car doesn't have a back seat, we're never going to put a back seat in it because it has this harness cage. We bought new harnesses for it from Sparco, so those are really nice. A really nice leather wrapped steering wheel without the D bottom. Some of the reasons we do that kind of stuff is because when you're driving this car, it had a Billet Specialties wheel that had a flat bottom. And while that looks really cool, that's really intended for a car with a much tighter turning ratio where you're not palming the wheel over and over again. Like you're not going a couple full rotations, you're just doing like half or partial rotation. So the flat bottom gets a little weird on a car that you actually need to turn the wheel more than once, because when your hands are naturally reaching for the wheel, well, the flat bottom puts the wheel in a different spot all the time, and you kind of have to make up for that. So they look really cool. It was a Billet Specialties wheel, but this is a full leather wrapped Italian made Momo wheel. Feels really good. It's a proper size for it, and it's round, so that will go in there. These are the TMI seats that we're on the fence about putting back in. For me, driving this car, they did not have enough bolstering, so we're thinking about getting a nicer seat, but for now these are here. They're nice. We'll put them back in the car, drive it a little more, see what we feel is appropriate. And then this car got a fresh set of tires too. So these are Toyo Proxys R888Rs, and it's a good sticky set of tires that we can find in the staggered sizes we need. So we continue to clean this thing up. We talked to a company today about putting a protective coating, similar to a ceramic coating, but a little bit nicer. We upgraded the headlights to LEDs, chrome bumpers, chrome trim on the car just to get it more classic looking. Adrian's finishing up a couple finishing touches on the carpet, making some holes for the seat brackets to mount to. Just doing everything real nice on this car. It's going to get a more finished look on the interior. The exterior got repainted. It ended up looking so nice that the interior left something to be desired. So we went ahead and took care of that. And then, of course, under the hood is this badass engine. The Wegner built 427 with the Whipple supercharger. We are gonna clean off the paint on this casing. It looks like whatever paint they used didn't hold up to the heat. So we'll grind that, sand that all off, repaint it with some high temp paint, wipe everything down. I might remake this intake tube. It looks like somebody dented it to get hood clearance, but we might reroute it and remake it so it sits a little lower and doesn't have to have this dent. It's not the most appealing thing. So just little things like that. That's kind of behind the scenes of how we get these cars and the things we do to them after they come in. This was actually a really nice car. It was well built. It drives really good. It's got a Chris Alston Chassis Works subframe, subframe connectors, a rear 4-link, coilovers all around. So it actually drives really nice. But we're just doing some cosmetic stuff, some finishing touches, sorting through the car. Not too much mechanical stuff, a few things here and there. And then the charger. So this thing, maybe since you last saw it, the addition has been the trunk strap here. So we did a lot of footage filming this car after it was finished, and we went back and forth, and then we saw a mock-up of the car with a black trunk strap, and we had to have it. So when the car went back, we got a couple 100 miles on it now, but when the car went back to body and paint to get the final cut and polish on it's like a color sand and polish on the paint job, a fresh paint job. We had them go ahead. We bought this vinyl decal from Phoenix Graphics, I believe, and it's a correct 70 stripe, Bumblebee stripe, but we took out the side marker lights, so there's just no opening for that anymore. But I think it really sets the car off with the black accents, black interior, black wheel accents. The black stripe really tied it all in. Interior of this car looking beautiful as ever. This car we did bucket seats with the matching rear, factory door panels, very light little console, little leather shift boot, a Hurst shifter. It's a pistol grip shifter that I shortened down to feel more ergonomic, put it in the right spot for your hand. And then we had a local gentleman woodworker make a custom wood grain shift handle for it, Dakota digital gauges. So you guys will see this car next, coming up as a sweepstakes car, and then you'll see El Chingon. And then we got something under the cover here that will be a sweepstakes car. that I can't show because I'm not tall enough to reach and take that cover off. I'll show a little bit of the bottom, and if any of you are really savvy on what these parts are and what it looks like, this will be enough for you guys to know what brand car this is, most likely, maybe even what year, make, and model it is. But you can see it's got a 4-link. It's a TCP billet, control arms, lower, Borla exhaust. You can't really see the engine. That would be a dead giveaway from the bottom. Let me see if I can slide this a little bit. You can see the front suspension geometry. Any of you guys out there that are not Chevy or Mopar guys will recognize this immediately. So stay tuned, because I know we do a lot of Mopars, and it's a stick shift, and it's got a specific color on the bell housing that might give it away as well. But we do a lot of Mopars, a lot of Chevys, and so now we're going to switch it up a little bit. So stay tuned. We'll show you more of that car. We just got it. We're going to do a few things to it, and then of course the twin turbo Chevelle. This is the active sweeps while I'm filming this. Not too much time left on this thing. Absolute monster of a car. What a beast. But yeah, we're constantly working on stuff in the shop. We got trusty shop truck blue. I know a lot of you guys like this truck. We don't talk too much about it, but we've done a lot of stuff to this truck. This thing started as like a LS powered truck that we got on Bring a Trailer. It was patinaed like this, and then we've been going crazy with it for the past couple years. It now has a Blueprint 427 LS engine in it, full QA1 coilover suspension, tubular arms, big huge 15-inch rotor Willwood disc brakes behind these steel wheels, 20-inch steel wheels. So it's got a Silver Sport 4L65E. It's got mostly original interior, wood grain steering wheel, Dakota digital gauges, vintage air AC, which keeps this thing cool. So this is our shop truck. We go get parts in this thing. We use this thing almost every day. It's one of our favorite vehicles here. And then a Bronco. So let us know what you guys think about the Bronco. We've been working on this here and there. Our friend Jeremy, who normally shouldn't be working in the back, he's been doing a lot of work on this thing. He's getting it really nice looking. This thing underwent like a full frame on restoration, basically. Really nice interior by SOS Customs Upholstery, wood grain wheel, Dakota digital gauges, vintage air. Kind of our playbook that we put on all these cars has gone into this thing, and it's looking really sweet. This thing's gonna be a great driver. It's 302 powered, 3-speed manual transmission, new wheels and tires, American Racing wheels, Falcon tires, suspension lift, a cool bumper with a winch, on and on and on. Everything's like new or upgraded on this. KC lights. This is actually a really cool build that we don't talk about because it is part of our sister company or our brother company, Forged 4x4. They were wanting to dabble into like the classic market, so they went ahead and found a Bronco, and we've been putting it together here in the garage, and it's getting really close. We're on that like last 5%. We'll start driving this thing around, and that'll be a giveaway that you guys will see. Last but not least, we have the Ramcharger. So Regan's not here, but he's been plugging away at this thing. We got a lot of wiring laid out. The Phytech unit's installed. You can see he's working on like power steering stuff right now. So he's got a new reservoir in there. And then a lot of the interior is starting to progress. So you can see he's getting ready to put a column in. Some of the harnesses there. It's got a nice low car pedal that he put in. The carpet's all in now. The thing is fully dynamatted. He's got mirrors on it. He's been doing a lot of suspension work too, so it's got full Rancho shocks on it now. It sits a little higher. We want some bigger leaf springs, like a 6-inch lift, and he's got the Rancho shocks on there now, correct lengths for the shocks. Really cool US mags, like a slot mag wheel, Mickey Thompson tires. Parts just keep coming in. This thing's gonna have a console that is actually a refrigerator, so kind of a tip of the hat to the original one that had a cooler, but it was just kind of an insulated plastic console. This one actually will plug in, cool your drinks, some Ring Brothers hinges, a lot of brand new hardware straight from McMaster-Carr. So this thing is literally a nut and bolt restoration with all new special zinc coated grade 8 hardware everywhere. Probably one of the nicest Ramchargers you're going to see. You can see some of the exterior trim coming together, tail lights, chrome bumper, everything is basically brand new. He's gonna start rebuilding these vent windows on it. And then he had a really cool stereo and gauge package setup that he's assembling here. So you can see this is the radio that fits into the kind of the factory location here. And then he's going, you know, this is the original Speedo, and then he's going with these aftermarket gauges that have a tack in them, but they're all going to sit in the factory position. He's making a really nice plate to adapt all that, and then all this is going to get wrapped in leather. So he's cranking away at all the custom touches for this thing. So you guys will see this soon. We have a deadline. This is a YouTube giveaway, so you guys will be seeing this coming up soon. We're just going to keep cranking away on it, get more progress on it, and just keep working on cool stuff here in the shop. We just wanted to wrap up the week. It's been a good productive week here. We always have a lot of cool projects going on. There's a lot of stuff that's getting ready to go. Like this will go to paint, and we're hoping to swap it out for a blue, it used to be a blue 70 Roadrunner. I don't know if you guys ever saw that car. We showed it briefly, but it'll be coming back from paint. It's going to be getting a 440. It had a 383, and then we're thinking of doing a 5-speed in it, but we'll swap that car out because it just got painted. It's getting the finishing touches this week, and then this car will go to the paint shop, and it'll be getting painted black as well, but we're going to swap them out, and so you'll be seeing a Roadrunner in here. We're going to chip away at that, but kind of our focus right now is this Chevelle. We're trying to make this the nicest car that we've built here. So it's on a Roadster Shop chassis, really beautiful chassis underneath, all powder coated. And we're just trying to do the interior, all the wiring, the plumbing, the stuff that you don't see has to be just as nice. Even though you don't see it, we're not going to slack on this one. We have a blank canvas, so we're wanting to route everything really cool. The Blueprint 427 makes 650 horsepower, so it should be plenty without a power adder on this car. So stay tuned. This is going to be another one that is going to have a really nice interior when we're done. This really cool color is a green, dark green, almost gray color. So it'll be something different. We're going to change the wheels and tires out and just keep assembling this car. I think next week we're going to pick up some more of the sheet metal to get the front end on, and we can continue plumbing, wiring. I'm really excited about this one. Hopefully we get this one on the road soon. This will be the next, probably next few months, you'll be seeing a little more of this car. Anyway, that's it. That's a quick update for today. Thanks for tuning in, following what we do at the shop, and staying entered to win these cars. We like to kind of show what's upcoming because we do offer a monthly membership. So a great way to stay in, make sure you're always entered to win a really cool car, is to have that membership. And there's always cool cars. There's plenty of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. We're always working on new things. We'll bring you more as we continue to wrench on these cool cars. So as always, if you're in the garage, if you're driving your car, keep having fun with cars.